Hello, I'm Berni Xiong, Life Spark with Berni Xiong LLC at bernixiong.com. Today is Monday, July 18th, 2011, and this is episode 29 of Get a Life Spark. All right, I'm going to jump right into the topic, guys. All right, we're going to be quick, we're going to be precise, we're going to be succinct here in today's video blog. So thank you so much again for joining me this week. I apologize for not having the video last week. But here goes. This is what we're going to do. A lot of homework this week, guys. Okay, so topic of discussion is learning how to disappoint others. It's my coach called it a couple of years ago. Practice disappointing people. All right, so let me give you a little explanation about what I mean by that. Well, obviously, if you are not disappointing people, it's because you're taking on favors, you're taking on certain projects, you're taking on, the burden that other people have put on you, whether these are your clients, whether these are your family members, whether these are friends, or somebody in your network, right? Why do we say yes to some of these things? What do you think? Well, it's because we want to make sure that we are keeping people happy and that we're serving them and we're utilizing our talents to help them to get better or to help them to achieve what they want to achieve. But then what ends up happening? We end up stretching ourselves thin. We end up becoming overworked, we end up becoming frustrated, and then we end up falling short of their expectations of us and our own expectations of us because we have overcommitted. We've said that we're able to do much more than we actually were able to. And let's forgive ourselves, because if you think about it, I would venture to say that the majority of us human beings do have the tendency to do this, and that is over-committing to things and under-delivering because we really want to help the people around us, and as a result, we have a hard time saying no. So what happens if you continue to keep the cycle going and you don't learn how to practice disappointing people? What ends up happening is you end up exerting more energy and time to continue to keep giving this false expectation or give the false hope or overcommit to things, and you end up falling short even more and more. And what that does is it obviously decreases your credibility as a professional or even as a person. It impacts people's confidence and trust in you because you said you were going to deliver on something and your actions weren't congruent with your words. And then so it ends up putting you in a place of disadvantage because not only have you fallen short and been set back, but then you've also made others believers in the fact that you aren't going to deliver on your promise or that you do overcommit and under-deliver. And the fact of the matter is it ends up having negative consequences both on you and the people that you touch and you interact with and that you serve. So here are some quick steps that you can begin implementing immediately in your life to help you to practice disappointing people so that you can achieve greater success and so that you can make believers of everybody around you in you, the person who is very capable, talented, and who does want to serve others the best he or she can. Okay, so here goes. Get your pen, get your paper, and let's do this. And you guys all know I'm off the cuff, so you got to move quickly with me. All right, so here goes. Step one, first of all, breathe, people. I'm trying to take my own advice, believe me. It's quicker. It's easier for me to tell you to do this, and then I have to reflect on my own life and decide to either take my advice or not as well, or the advice of my coaches. And I will say that oftentimes we get so caught up in the work that we do and taking so much action that we forget to breathe. We forget to relax. And we forget to just really embrace the present day that we have to achieve all the things we need to. So number one, first and foremost, the most important thing is to breathe, okay? Step two, what you really want to do as well is to get that inner chatter out of your head and stop judging yourself for what you're about to say. Right? What you're about to say is, you know what, so-and-so, yes, I think I can do that project, but this would be the realistic timeline. Or, no, so-and-so, I don't think this aligns with what I would like to do or how I can best serve you, so I'm going to have to turn that down and decline your offer. Okay, whatever your answer is about to be, do not make judgments, do not make criticisms about what you're about to say, because that is second guessing. And what happens when you second guess is that you create this more challenging conversation in your head that you need to, and then you end up not wanting to respond the way you originally wanted to, and then you'll be afraid to say no, or you'll be afraid to say yes under these conditions that I'm about to tell you. And then you end up, again, setting the wrong expectation with the person you're dealing with and giving them false hope that you can deliver as promised. So if you remove that inner chatter from your head, what will so-and-so think, what will so-and-so say, and you just rely on your gut instinct that this is going to best serve me if this is the conversation I have with this person, or if this is the decision I'm going to make with this person, then you'll put yourself in a much better place to set the expectations correctly and then deliver properly based on those expectations you realistically think you can meet. So that's step 2, okay? Stop the inner chatter and judgment. Step 3 then is to take those words and then make sure that your actions align with it congruently. And this is what I mean. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Do whatever it takes to get her done, right? Your actions must align with your words. Otherwise, your words and actions have no more bearing, and you lose that trust and confidence of others in you as a result, and that only reflects poorly on you as a person and you as a professional. So make sure the action steps that you take align with what you have committed to or promised, okay? And then lastly, and this kind of intertwines with step 3, is that you just have to go and keep doing it. You have to keep showing up, you have to keep being consistent, and you have to keep committing to those things that you believe are important and must be prioritized properly in order to achieve what it is you set out to achieve. And I'll give you an example of this. If you want to have a great relationship, for example, okay, and you've told your significant other that I want to make this work, I want to see some change in both of us, and I want us to move in a positive direction together, then you've got to start showing up in your actions and making sure that the commitments that you make in your life to that person is congruent with what you say you really want and desire. So if your problem in that relationship is that you don't have effective communication, then what are you supposed to do? That's right. Then you improve your communication. Maybe this week my action steps are to do 2 things. 1, why don't I go pick up an effective communication book, ask others what they thought worked for them, read some of this information, and really hone in on some of those skills that I learned from the book, and hopefully that will help me to improve in the way I communicate with my significant other, because I currently am a poor communicator and I want to get better at that, okay? That's 1 step. Pick up a book, or talk to somebody who is a professional who can lend you that insight to help you get better. Maybe my second action step in improving my communication would be to actually go and practice it. So say we talk to a close confidant and we say, hey, I have some ideas on how I would like to improve my communication with my significant other. Would you sit down and kind of do a mock conversation run with me and give me feedback on where you think I can improve in some things I'm saying? Perhaps it's my body language, perhaps it's my facial expressions, whatever the case. It's about committing to doing these things that help you to change so that you can help improve what you want. And in this case, in this example, it's I want to improve my communication with my significant other. So how can I immediately start taking action now this week? What 2 things can I do this week to improve in that area? And it's not about making humongous shifts in your life. I would love that as a coach to see all of you do that. It's about taking baby steps. It's about introducing new things in your life, challenging yourself, and through those small steps you get better and better and better, and you create new habits. That's what's going to help you to improve. So there we go, folks. That is this week's topic of discussion. Thank you again for chiming in. I look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, check out my website, BerniXiong.com. That's where all the previous videos and blogs are. And I appreciate all your comments and feedback. Also, I'm on Google Plus now. Go to gplus.com/BerniXiong. I am there, so feel free to friend or circle me rather. And I look forward to continuing the conversation outside of my website with all of you through all these different social media channels. Thanks again, guys, for chiming in. We'll talk to you very soon. Make it a great week.